Hello and welcome to Halftime at the Footy, our first edition for season 2014. It's been a huge off-season where we've seen some big, high-profile recruiting done and also some long-term veterans hanging up the boots. But in the off-season, there's been no bigger story than the AFL WAFL alignment model. It's been a long summer for East Perth, still reeling from a grand final loss last season. The Royals will be bolstered by an influx of West Coast Eagles listed players, and tall ones at that. The likes of Callum Sinclair, Fraser McGuinness and Jeremy McGovern joined Scott Lysett, Paul Johnson and Josh Smith, all taking the Royals to new heights.
Obviously those talls will all play a role for us, along with Josh Smith and Paul Johnson. So they'll rotate through the forward and through the midfield areas and potentially can go back as well. So what it provides us with some options, I suppose, in the game to be a bit flexible and throw things up and put these players where we need them. But also not forgetting what their key development focuses are. So we're pretty excited about the quality of the big men that can come into our footy club and can have a big impact this season.
Former skipper Michael Swan headlines an exodus from the club.
Swan sends it on its way.
We've lost 700 games of WAFL experience through the summer, and we've replaced them obviously with some boys coming in through the partnership. But I think the whole competition's going to improve.
Cam, do you consider yourself the Peel coach or the Fremantle Reserves coach?
I am the Peel Thunder Football Club coach. We're Peel Thunder. We're not Fremantle Reserves. We're Peel Thunder with a full aligned group of people who are committed to our football club. We've got three Peel Thunder players on the Fremantle's list in Scott Gumbleton, Anthony Morabito and Ballas. So, they're heart and souls at Peel. So they won't tolerate, and neither will we, anything else but being a Peel Thunder football club.
And while much of the summer focus has been on East Perth and Peel, the other 7 clubs have been busy as well. Reigning premiers West Perth fired a warning shot to the rest of the competition when they eventually pulled off the signing of the summer.
Yeah, Andrew Cracker was interesting. He was ours and he wasn't, and he was and he wasn't. And it's been a bit of an ongoing saga, and I probably took a step back from that, 5 or 6 weeks ago and let the club sort out some of the employment issues that we were having with Andrew. Probably the thing that's really buoyed me with having Andrew, he's been really keen to impart his knowledge on the other players. So straight away he's been directing at training, he's having input at meetings. He's now just got to get through the last stages of his preparation. He's behind where everyone else is. The best I can tell you in terms of when he will play, we're expecting him to play in the next month at some stage when he crosses the last couple of bridges, which are, conditioning type things. He's doing, for anyone who's interested, he's doing our 3 training nights a week plus another 4 morning sessions. We think that Andrew will be a valuable player when he ticks those boxes.
Cracker gathers, shoots, and Swans have won the grand final.
A huge roar, well deserved by this man here. He's so well respected by everyone in footy.
Jason Selisic has hung up the boots on his 212-game career, and he'll be replaced as captain by another club favourite, Jay Van Berlo.
Number 18, Jay Van Berlo.
To Claremont, and times are a-changing for the yellow and blue. A new coach, a new captain and a new home ground. Michael Broadbridge has taken the reins at a new-look Tigerland.
It's been a massive year of change for the football club in terms of on-field, losing a lot of senior players, off-field with the redevelopment of the Oval. Really exciting time for the football club, I think, in its history. So it's a very important year to make that transition smoothly, to not let any of that change affect the way we go about developing our players and putting out our performances on the field.
Jake Murphy takes over as captain.
Pass on to Murphy, another opportunity.
And the Tigers will play their 9 home games at Claremont Showgrounds, while Claremont Oval is being redeveloped. They played finals footy last season, but in 2014, Swan Districts are tipped by most to take home the wooden spoon.
No one expects us to be in the top 4. So that's a good thing. I think sometimes going into a WAFL season and having so many young kids at your disposal, it's good to go in without pressure. You can let them just develop naturally. But from our end, we plan to play finals footy. We've spoken about the Toomies and the Hildebrands and these guys that we've lost. They are big names. But we haven't spoken about like a Travis Castley that's 3 years off. Obviously the suspension, but then last year when he snapped a leg, he'll come in. Luke Pratt's looked really, really strong. We've got some really good players, those junior kids we've been talking about.
Dummy, Knott will kick it goal. Knott will kick the goal.
We're deficient in a couple of areas, but what we have got this season, probably more so than any year that I've been at the footy club in the last 6 or 7 years, is a team of boys that are actually playing together.
East Fremantle finished just a game short of playing finals footy last season, and this year are bolstered by the return of Brock O'Brien, Cam Erdley and Jamie McNamara. And they still boast the league's premier midfielder.
O'Brien should finish. O'Brien will kick the goal.
It's hard for him to improve because he extracted the most out of himself last year, and that's the type of individual he is. It will be really difficult for him to improve. He can help improve us as a team, though, which is a different topic. So hopefully he will play as well, but that's going to be really difficult. But we're trying to. He's the captain now, so we're working on him being a very good player, but also helping us be a better team. That's why we're looking at it.
Perth's off-season recruiting drive quickly became a family affair. A Morton family affair, to be precise, as Mitch and Cale joined middle brother Jared at Lathlane.
Yeah, it was certainly a motivation for all three of them to come to the one club, and it started mid last year when Jared made the move over. Really enjoyed his time at our club and was a really good footballer for the 6 games that he played. Mitch was a bit of an unlikely one, obviously retiring from AFL footy, and no one was quite sure what he wanted to do, but he made it pretty clear pretty quickly that he wanted to play with his 2 brothers, and with Carl obviously being delisted pretty late, they got their wish in the end, so all 3 of them will roll out, not this week, but over the next couple of weeks we'll see 3 brothers playing the WAFL, which will be a great story if they can get it together.
Ashton Hams made headlines when he walked away from an AFL career with West Coast last year. Now a full-time Bulldog, his coach couldn't be happier.
And he makes no mistake.
Yeah, if you know Ashton at all, he really missed South Fremantle last year. He didn't want to go to East Perth because he wanted to be a South player, so he actually delisted himself last year. Whether he would have got delisted, we don't know, but he's got massive passion for the South Fremantle Football Club. We put him in as our vice-captain this year. He's done all the training, he brings great leadership, and in my opinion, the most dominant player in the WAFL competition.
Hazelby's also predicting a big year from spearhead Ben Saunders, who was sidelined through injury for much of last season after leading the WAFL with 66 goals back in 2012. The retirement of veteran Subiaco captain Aidan Parker has largely been offset by some solid summer recruiting by the Lions. Sean Hildebrandt returns to the club, and so too Simpson medalist Wayne Toomey.
Wanted to find Toomey, and Toomey's taken the mark.
Kyle Horsley returns from the Gold Coast and was voted by his teammates to take over from Parker as captain.
Loose footy, be gathered by Horsley, 30 out, snaps on goal.
The one thing about Kyle is that he demands so much that he actually delivers more, and that's the beauty. And he's been a co-captain of our footy club, brings his experience from Gold Coast, and even with him not being sort of fully training with us over the majority of the pre-season because he's coming back from his knee, it just showed where he stands within our footy club, with half the group not even really knowing him. As a person, he got the nod as a captain, and we feel like he was going to lead our footy club in the right direction.